Guys, this is Jade off of Life here. Just kind of want to talk about, gamers and the amount of choice that we have nowadays. A lot of companies are actually, getting sued. They get a lot of attention, in the last few years for all the scummy practices they've been doing, not delivering on promises or, actually, with the loot box scandal, just trying to, like, actually add, type of, like, arcade type stuff in there just to milk as much money as they can. But a lot of people, they're getting a lot of flack now, and a lot of gamers, a lot of people who love playing video games are starting to get, a lot of power. I just feel like we're starting to get a lot more push, into the direction of like actually getting freedom to be able to have more options in video games. Kind of just been sticking with the same formula for a lot of few years. People just reskinning different games, that come out. Obviously, you have the ones that are different. You have the small companies that make their own special games, but these high end, AAA gaming companies that just develop games. It's kind of the same thing every year. But now, definitely in 2021, we're starting to see a shift in that. We're starting to see a shift in, where games are going. And I feel like it's a positive direction, getting a lot more things that players want. A lot more developers are actually starting to take the criticism. They're starting to talk to the fans and gamers online and, all the forums and on their own websites, just trying to see what they can do to actually, make the game better. Obviously, they care about profits, but I feel like they're starting to care more a little bit about the gamers, possibly because, on one end, they're getting, companies are getting flack from other companies or governments themselves, or, there's actually, part of that company that really does care about the gamers, they just want to see their game develop. Like one of them is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now that one, they EA stopped work on that, and I think earlier this year or earlier in 2020. They stopped work on it. It was going to say that they were done. But all of a sudden, they do a free play weekend, and then the modders have been adding in a lot more content. You just see a surge of people. I think it was around like 13 million people have actually been playing Star Wars. I know this has already been on YouTube, already made the news and everything, but like that's insane. Just to think that that's that many people playing, a game, at one time, is fucking awesome. But from that, EA was like, yeah, let's, they're probably going to start showing more support for it now and actually, put more development into it because definitely Star Wars Battlefront 2 has a lot more to go. And it can be said for the same amount of games, like a lot of games out there, we're kind of winding down, like Battlefield 5, just a whole bunch of franchises just kind of about winding down. I'm like, yeah, you guys can add a lot more content in there because games, you think about like there's the Call of Duty game, I think Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3, I think it is, for the original Xbox 360, it's been ported over to, Xbox One and, all the other versions. And there's people that still play that online, and that's an old ass game. That's a single player game. They had that multiplayer, extension into it. Don't think there was much live service going on even when it first came out, but people still play that to this day. And you think about like the games are winding down the live service. I'm like, yeah, you still have a lot of content that you could add. So there's definitely like room to grow, just room to actually like build upon a franchise in the same game, not just create a new game. When you think it's done, the players will actually show companies when they think it's done. That many people playing a game shows that that's not a dead game. Pretty much anybody at all still playing it shows that it's definitely not a dead game, and that's awesome. For the games because it's like all we want as gamers is just more content. You just think of like all the mods out there, that people constantly create on a daily basis because they think the developers, aren't doing enough, or maybe they just want something specific for them and their community, and they put it in the game, and like it's a hit, and then the companies see that, then they actually offer their support. So I think definitely the modders have definitely done a great job in like continuing video game development, and actually bringing those companies back to work on it, put more into it, and actually work with them. fuck, maybe even those modders actually get careers at those companies. Maybe make the culture that much better. Make creativity that much better, because that's what we want. We want games to keep continuing. We don't want them to die. After just a couple or few years, we want them to keep continuing, keep putting in content, because there's so many people out there with so much creativity. It's insane. What you see online. In game, and it's awesome. I've played with some of these mods when it comes to Fallout 4, Skyrim. Those communities have been around for years. They finally did, and I think it's been out for like a year. They've been updated. Been able to like actually have multiple players in Skyrim at one time, and I'm like, I can only imagine how fucking fun that is. And I know personally, I've messed around with some mods in those two games, and it's fun as fuck. So I just think we keep on this direction. We keep adding in more content, keep that creativity flowing. Working with the gamers. A lot of gamers, all of us will get the types of games that we want, and all these companies will get definitely the recognition they want, and they'll definitely, they'll make money so they can put more into their business to make games even better. Just hire more, actors where they needed, hire more people to, actually create the game, again, create ideas, just keep it going. I think that's definitely what the video game industry needs, and that's it. I didn't mention this. This was the third video for the J-Dog for Life video game show. I'm going to try and do this weekly. Got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to try and do it at least once a week. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for watching. Peace.